Baltimore, 2006. A newlywed filmmaker vanishes after a sudden phone call. Days later, his body is discovered beneath a hole in a historic hotel's rooftop. No witnesses, no clear cause of death, only questions. This is the mystery of Rey Rivera. What follows is a story that has haunted the minds of investigators, family members, and amateur sleuths for years. A young man full of ambition and dreams, suddenly and inexplicably gone. The investigation would only deepen the mystery. In a world filled with surveillance, witnesses, and evidence, how does someone vanish and then reappear in such a chilling manner? Rey Omar Rivera was born in California and raised in a tight-knit Puerto Rican family. Those who knew him describe him as warm, intelligent, and deeply loyal. He was the kind of man who would help a friend at 2 a.m., the kind of brother who never missed a call, and the kind of husband who constantly showed affection. He dreamed of becoming a filmmaker, and although that dream hadn't yet materialized, he had not let it go. In 2004, Rey married Allison, the love of his life. Together, they relocated from California to Baltimore, where Rey accepted a job opportunity with his childhood friend, Porter Stansbury. He began working at Stansbury & Associates, a financial publishing firm. Although finance was not Rey's passion, the role gave them financial stability, while Rey continued to work on writing screenplays in his spare time. In those early months in Baltimore, life seemed peaceful. Rey and Allison rented a large house, settled into a quiet neighborhood, and began building their life together. They hosted dinner parties, explored the city, and talked about starting a family. There were no signs that anything was wrong, not until one phone call changed everything. On the morning of May 16, 2006, Allison left for a business trip. Rey remained at home, working from his office. A colleague of Allison's was staying with them, and according to her, Rey was in good spirits that day. Then, sometime in the evening, Rey received a phone call. The colleague remembers Rey answering the landline, speaking briefly, and suddenly leaving the house. He said nothing more than, "I'll be right back." But Rey never returned. The next morning, Allison couldn't reach him. At first, she thought he might be with a friend. But as hours passed and Rey failed to return calls, concern grew. She contacted friends, family, even hospitals. There was no sign of him anywhere. By day 2, panic set in. Allison filed a missing persons report, and friends began scouring the city. Days passed. Flyers were distributed. Allison drove through unfamiliar neighborhoods. Nothing. Then, on May 24th, 8 days after Rey vanished, his car was located. It was parked in a public garage near the Belvedere Hotel. A parking ticket on the dashboard indicated it had been there since the night he disappeared. But there were no fingerprints, no signs of struggle, just a car abandoned. What happened next defied explanation. While inspecting the area near the parking garage, a maintenance worker noticed something odd on a lower annex roof of the Belvedere Hotel. A hole in the rooftop, jagged and unnatural. Investigators climbed to the rooftop and looked down. There, in the dark, lay the body of Rey Rivera. He had crashed through the rooftop into a disused meeting room. His body showed signs of a high-impact fall. Broken ribs, punctured lungs, multiple fractures. It was a grisly scene, yet some elements didn't make sense. His flip phone and glasses were found near his body, still intact. No shattered glass, no cracked phone screen. Forensics noted the oddity, but had no conclusive explanation. Then, there was the question of logistics. How did he get to that rooftop? The Belvedere was an old, grand hotel, long since converted into condos and office space. Security was tight. The roof was difficult to access, requiring multiple keys or codes. And to land exactly where he did, Rey would have had to leap from the top of the main building, clearing a large horizontal distance. Could he have jumped from the roof? If so, how did he reach it? Could he have been pushed or dropped? The mystery deepened. Mathematicians and physicists have since tried to model Rey's fall. The hole was nearly 40 feet away from the nearest ledge. For Rey to have landed in that exact spot, he would have needed a running start from a roof with no runway. The rooftop space wasn't large enough. Plus, eyewitnesses reported no signs of anyone entering restricted rooftop areas that evening. What if he jumped from a ledge? The building's 11th floor ledges offered closer horizontal distance, but those windows were sealed shut. Was someone with him? Did someone open a window for him or push him? Theories began flooding online forums. Some believed it was suicide. Others insisted the scene had been staged to look that way. The fact that Rey was not depressed, had no prior mental health issues, and was actively planning a future gave more weight to the latter. Then came the discovery that changed everything. A note taped behind Rey's computer monitor. It was typed, oddly formatted, nearly incoherent. The note began with a list of names: Hollywood actors, philosophers, friends, business associates. Then it shifted into what read like a manifesto. It referenced The Game, a film about secret societies. It included Freemason quotes, movie lines, and abstract thoughts about death, rebirth, and transformation. The FBI analyzed the letter. They determined it was not a suicide note. No instructions, no goodbyes, no rational flow. Rey's family believes it was a creative writing exercise, or a coded message. Some saw it differently. Was Rey trying to communicate something he feared saying aloud? Was he hinting at danger, or was he simply unraveling? Porter Stansberry, Rey's friend and employer, refused to speak with investigators. Employees were reportedly instructed not to talk to the media. A wall of silence descended around the company. That only fueled speculation. Did Rey uncover something about the company's operations? Was he involved in something secret? Or was it simply a coincidence, a tragic end to a life that happened to be intertwined with a private business? Journalists have requested interviews with Stansberry for years. All have been denied. To this day, Rey's family believes he was murdered. They remember a man filled with joy, creative energy, and love. They refuse to believe he jumped. They continue to seek answers. Internet sleuths have speculated about connections to secret societies, financial fraud, or even rogue intelligence operations. Some of these theories sound outlandish, and maybe they are, but in the absence of evidence, speculation grows like a vine. The truth is, no one knows how Rey got onto that roof. No one knows how he ended up crashing through it, and no one has explained the untouched phone, the pristine glasses, or the cryptic letter. The mystery of Rey Rivera is not just about how he died. It's about how a bright, vibrant life was extinguished without explanation. It's about the gaps in our systems, the things we cannot see. If you know anything about the death of Rey Rivera, contact the FBI or local Baltimore authorities. Because the truth, as strange and painful as it may be, deserves to come to light. You've been listening to Mystery on the Rooftop, a case still unsolved.